Hey y'all, Texas Beekeeper here. In my last episode on grafting queen cells, we put 15 queen cells in this nuke cell builder, and today, so that was Tuesday evening, and now it's Saturday morning, so we're about 3.5 days later. So we're going to crack the lid on this and see what our take percentage is, see how we did. I feel pretty good because I have a nice strong queenless nuke here. I added 4 frames of pretty solid frames of emerging bees. There was a few open brood in it, you know, young eggs, larvae, and I went in and ripped those down for probably the first, I'd say maybe 6 days, 7 days, and I probably ripped down, I'd say around 7 to 8 of those, and so then I think we were at probably around 13 days later that I actually was able to graft. We had a camping trip scheduled, so that delayed me a little bit, but I figured better later than too soon. So we're going to crack this open, take a look, see what we got, and then I'm going to go over a few differences in the different queen rearing frames, cell frames. I'm not sure what you actually call them, but we'll go over that here in a little bit. Thank y'all. Alright, so here is the cell builder. We're going to go ahead and pry this lid off. Give them a little bit of smoke. Hear a lot of bees in there. So no queen in here, so don't really need to check the lid unless you just think there might be some hive beetles, which we don't really have a problem with. I can look in this pollen and see if we've got any larvae. I don't see any. I think it's a strong enough colony that you shouldn't have a problem with it. So I'm gonna pull this out of the way because we are going to be sliding that frame out. There's the pollen sub. I like the bags. The bags is a good idea. Keeps it from drying out, and also easy to take it out and dispose of it. And I haven't really, they are chewing up the bag more than I thought originally that they would be, but with the wax paper, you've got usually a lot of that laying on the front of the hive. So just making myself some room here to get in. Looks like I'm sliding that grafting frame around, so let's push it this way. So as you can see, it's pretty strong. Could be a little stronger, honestly, but I'm pretty confident in the strength of it. So now let's see if I can get in here. I see a couple of cells already. Gonna put that hive tool down. I know it's a no-no, but all right, let's see. Oh yeah, oh okay, we got a pretty good take here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 didn't take. Is that right? I thought I did 15. Oh, one may have fallen out. One may have fallen out, which is why they didn't do that one. But okay, so not bad at all. I'm very pleased with that. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm gonna run these down. So I messed up and either dropped a cup before I put it in, or never had that cup in. I really don't know the answer to that. I don't see it laying down there, but I'll look here in a little bit. So I do have a little bit of comb. I'm gonna set this frame down because I do have some comb down here in between the frames that we're gonna want to get rid of. Looks like it's on this other frame. I'm gonna smoke them. They're not stinging me, but they are, you know, they are getting a little restless, which, you know, they need a queen. They're worried about having a queen, so. Can't hardly even get them out of the way. Alright, that's going to have to be good. I'm just going to get in here and we're going to slide this frame with the wild comb on it and see if we can't fix that. So you can see here, pretty solid frame of bees, but we're going to get rid of this comb that they've drawn. Try not to, you know, let's just grab. I'm trying not to disturb the bees, but you got to do what you got to do. So they, you know, that cell frame left them a lot of open space. There's the comb that they've drawn out. So that's pretty good. We're only going a little bit longer, but yeah, a lot of bees on there. I'm going to go ahead and pop this back over, put our cells back in, close them up, and then I'll go over some stuff on these cell bars. I'm curious if I'd have done more now, how much they could have handled. I kind of anticipated that that I didn't want to do 30 or 45, just thinking that it wasn't quite strong enough, because they'll do, you know, they'll do what they can handle based on what kind of force you have in them. And I was pretty confident they could have handled 15, and looking at it, so they didn't do the number 2 over here, and they didn't do the number 2 over here. So if you remember in my video, I had mentioned the number 2 slots I thought might have been a little bit old, and the bees actually agreed with me, or something else, you know, could have been anything else that made them not choose it, but in my opinion, I thought those were a little on the old side. And it does look like the bees kind of agreed and did not draw out those number 2 positions. So we got 11 out of 15, or 14 if you count the one that dropped, and I don't even know where that went. I didn't see it in there, don't see it laying. So we're gonna say 11 out of 15 because that was my mistake. But overall, I'm pleased. This is my 4th or 5th time grafting, and I do think the importance is in setting up a nice strong cell builder, making sure they don't have any open larvae, young eggs, anything that they can work with. And I did, like I said, over a week's period, well, a week plus the 13 days, went in again and just verified, but just ripping down the cells. So as they tried to draw them out, I kept ripping them down, and seems like they did a really good job. I'm pleased with it anyways. For a beginner, that's great. And now I know next time I might try 30, and maybe even boost the colony a little bit more, give them a little more emerging brood, and see how they do. So hang around, and I'm going to go over these frames. Thank y'all. So here we have what I used in this one is the plastic cell frames. Guess I should hold it where y'all can see it. And I used these. I thought, you know, plastic, good, durable, and it is. But let me just show you one of the things that I don't personally like about it. It may not bother somebody else, but you know, maybe not. For one, they're a little hard to get in, but okay. So here's our frame. You know, I've only got one bar. That's kind of representative of what's in here right now. Fine. let's say I grafted 2 bars. That's the non-JZBZ, where the cups fly out like that. And then, you know, according to my other one, even the JZBZ, I lost a cup. All right, but see here, I want to put in another one, and aside from really putting some stress on it, that would work. That's probably a little easier than what I was gonna say, but what I was, and you know, there's probably a point where, I don't know, maybe it's beginning to be less of a deal than I thought. If you slide that back like that, you know, of course that one popped out, so just when you have it loaded and you want to try to load more, you've got to worry about that. And what I was thinking I had to do was, you know, if I wanted to put in an additional bar like that, there goes another cheap JZBZ, but if I wanted to add a bar, what I was thinking was I'd need to do this. And probably, you know, you just saw the cups fall, and that's probably a part of the reason, was because I was, you know, doing it without, there went another. So don't get the cheap ones, y'all. Get the real JZBZ cups. The yellow ones like I had are. But so in this case, if I already had the top one loaded and I wanted to add this one, I would need to remove this end piece, slide this in, and then reinsert the end, and just you know, keep going like that. I always try to put the cells in as quick as possible so that they're not hanging around waiting, and then I'll come back out here and add one. So to do that, I'd have, you know, if I want to add a third, I'd have to pull these off, put a new third one in, and then now I'm trying to line up 3 to pop them back on. May not be a big deal to some of you, and it's not a huge deal to me, but it is, you know, something to consider. So for that, I don't really care for these. Now, if they had the slots where you could load them on the side, like this one, that'd be a different story. And here's the other thing. The cell bars like that come with the wooden ones slide in from the side, but with this one, you can't, it's too wide, you can't put it in there. You'd have to drill a hole, because there is a peg in the middle. So you'd have to drill a hole in the wood and make it narrower in order for it to work. So it could work, but you'd have to modify it. But now let's look at the wooden one. Very sturdy. It's the, you know, it's a regular frame with these extra wood pieces here. And any bar you want to add, you just slide it right in. So if I've already got one loaded, and I want, there goes those cheap cups. I'm telling you, don't use them. Look at this. Probably some wax on them would work, solve that problem. But back to this. Here goes. Now, if I want to add another, I don't have to disassemble. You can't disassemble it, but I don't have to take this bar out. I don't have to do any of that. All I have to do is take my cell bar, and now they are, I believe, maybe not. I thought they might have been directional, but all you have to do is just slide it right in. You want to add another, all you have to do, well, it wouldn't go there. All you have to do is just slide it right in. That one's upside down, actually. But all you do is slide it in. So you don't have to take it apart, disassemble it to do that. And that's what I like about this. So I think going forward, unless I'm just doing one top bar like I did here, I probably won't use these. Just the messing with them, I think it just leaves room for something to go wrong, for you to drop a bar, for you to sling some cups, whatever. So I do like the wooden ones better. And me personally would recommend it, but you know, hey, everybody's different. You may like these for some other reason and find that that's worth it. I don't know, but that's just my 2 cents on this. That's all I got on that. So thank y'all for watching. If you found any of this useful, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and appreciate y'all watching. Enjoy your weekend, and thank you for watching.